I'm Jason Benetti, and I'm thrilled to be kicking off this year's virtual Cerebral Palsy Foundation Fundraising Gala. I'd like to welcome back all our old friends. Hello there. And also say hi to all of our new supporters. We thank you very much for being on board as well. This year's theme, in conjunction with World Cerebral Palsy Day, is Millions of Reasons. Cerebral palsy affects more than 17 million people worldwide and more than 1 million people right here in the United States, where I'm sitting. So there are millions of reasons to support the work that the Cerebral Palsy Foundation does. Tonight, you're going to learn more about all their key initiatives, plus meet the people behind the scenes, and the impact the CPF is making will come right into your homes or wherever you might be. Before we start, I'd like to share with you my reason. I am a television play-by-play announcer with cerebral palsy. I work for ESPN. I call games on television for the Chicago White Sox. And years ago, when I first linked up with the Cerebral Palsy Foundation, it was one of those moments where I said, wow, there are people like me. There are people who care about the things that I care about and really, truly understand to the core where I come from. I was part of the initial Just Say Hi campaign. We did some great videos called Awkward Moments that are now part of the Just Say Hi campaign. And to me, what CPF does is make this world a little brighter for everybody with cerebral palsy and helps educate people who don't have CP on exactly what the lives of people with CP are and what we feel. So to me, this is a place that I belong. And there's nothing better in the world than feeling like you're surrounded by people who just get you. And that's where I am every time I'm involved with something that CPF does. So I encourage you to go to the YouTube channel, take a look at the Just Say Hi videos. They are wonderful, and I can't wait to see what's in store for CPF as we move through 2022. Can you believe that? 2022 is coming. So I'm so excited to be here. Thank you all for being here, to young and old, to people we've known before, to people who are new here. It's so great to have you along for the ride. And now I'd like to pass it over to CPF's Executive Director, my friend Rachel Byrne. Rachel, take it away.
Thank you so much, Jason. We are so appreciative of your continued support of the foundation and are so excited for how many successes you are having within your career. For those of you who don't know me, my name is Rachel Byrne and I am the Executive Director of the Cerebral Palsy Foundation. I have a Caucasian complexion, long brown hair, I'm wearing a black dress, and I am standing in my living room in New York City. I am so excited for tonight's program and for you to get a glimpse of the work that we have been doing, and particularly those who work tirelessly behind the scenes, including members of our staff, our volunteers, our ambassadors, our partners. As leaders in the cerebral palsy community, we are a catalyst for driving positive change that informs, connects, and empowers individuals with cerebral palsy and their families. Through our long-standing partnerships with medical institutions, researchers, healthcare providers, educational institutions, and the business community, we continue to grow our 4 key strategic areas. They include improving health and healthcare systems, creating inclusive education and communities, advocacy and awareness, and accessible design and technology. Now, before we get started tonight, I need to say a big thank you to our supporters. Thank you to the Barbara Bradley Backard Family Foundation, Acadia, Barclays, BlackRock, Goldman Sachs, Isla Eckhoff, JP Morgan, Michelle Kasner, Morgan Stanley, Patrick Downs, Wells Fargo, Bank of America, Bloomberg Philanthropies, Citi, Credit Suisse, TradeWeb, UBS, and James Volcker. Without you, we could not do the work that we do. And many of you have been supporters for the foundation for a very long time, and we are so appreciative. Now, to help start the evening and welcome all of you, I would like to introduce CPF board member and my dear friend, Isla Eckhoff.
Hi, my name's Isla Eckhoff, and I sit on the board of the Cerebral Palsy Foundation. I'm also a managing director at BlackRock, and I have bilateral CP. tonight you're going to hear some really exciting news and new developments with CPF's core signature programs. Our work really starts from the beginning of the life cycle and goes all the way through adulthood. We are also going to share a couple of books with you this evening to expand your view on the whole diversity network. Those two books are, the first one is Pure Grit, written by Lily Collison and Cara Buckley, which tells the story of 19 remarkable individuals living with physical disability. And I have to admit, one of those stories is mine. How I got in that book, I really don't know. The other is a book written by a brilliant young woman named Emily Ladau called Demystifying Disability. And just to give you some concept of how to really be an ally for those of us in the disability community. Many of you in the room tonight work in financial services. A lot of my friends and colleagues are here. And one of the things we are focused on really as an industry is diversity, equity, and inclusion. This is not a nice to have. We've found that diverse teams make better decisions. And further, that those firms are 35% more profitable than those that don't practice diversity. Tonight, I'd like to challenge you to change your definition of diversity and think about that D in DEI as disability. People with disabilities, both physical or visible and invisible, make up 15% of the globe. That's 15% of our friends, our families, and for those of us just talking about business, that's 15% of our clients. If we are going to stay true to our purpose to create better financial futures for ourselves, our family, and the people that we're responsible for managing money for, the disability community and access to proper resources is critical. That means I need all of you to really, after tonight, go back to your respective organizations and look to hire more people with disabilities. We are constantly looking for talent, and the disability community is 77% under or unemployed. This is a critical way in which we can expand financial resources and the pie for all of us, right? Everyone deserves the right to make their own choices in life, to grow up, have a family, be independent, and make their own choices. How we do that is through getting a job and working, right? So please join me in supporting not only CPF here tonight, but the larger disability community as you go back to your respective organizations. I'm going to use the chat in our little Zoom event tonight to make my pledge, and I hope that all of you will continue to support CPF and make a pledge with me. I can't thank all of you enough for being here. Many of you have been here and with me many, many years. I've been at BlackRock for over 20 years, and I worked at many other firms in financial services before that. Some of you I know for 3 or 4 decades. I can't thank you enough for all your support, and thank you again for being here tonight.
Isla, thank you so much. And how lucky everyone at the foundation is to have you on our team. But also, I know there are a lot of people in this room because of you. And so, it really is quite an incredible thing that you do. Now, one thing that we did notice as we were developing different programs this year, and particularly in Just Say Hi, was that the broader communities and employers were not having the many conversations surrounding disability. And so for this reason, we created Impact Matters. Impact Matters is training that's focused on the core concepts of disability, accessibility, and representation to make sure that disability becomes part of the conversation. The great news is we are actually offering this to all our supporters and sponsors for the gala this year. And it can be customized, so we really hope that you take advantage of this, and we can't wait to meet your teams in person. Now, speaking of Just Say Hi and our education programs, it is my pleasure to introduce our next speaker, the Vice President of Education and Inclusion, Debbie Fink.
Hi, I'm Debbie Fink, Vice President of Education and Inclusion at the Cerebral Palsy Foundation. In the name of accessibility, I'm a white woman with shoulder-length brown hair wearing glasses, and I'm seated in front of a banner that says, "Just Say Hi." The mission of Just Say Hi is to foster and create inclusive school communities in grades pre-kindergarten through 12th grade for students and staff with disabilities and their classmates and colleagues. Why? As we know, 1 in 5 people in the US has a visible or non-visible disability, and that is pre-pandemic. There are at least 7 million reasons in the US public schools alone for you to join the conversation. Students with disabilities have much higher rates than their non-disabled peers for absenteeism, lost instruction due to discipline, and racially disparate referrals to law enforcement. Students with disabilities are more likely to be bullied, grappling with the documented mental health consequences such as anxiety and depression, decreased academic performance, and health complaints. It's then no surprise that students with disabilities have far lower graduation rates, putting too many behind in the workforce. What are we doing to address this inequity? Just Say Hi offers an exceptional multi-layered curriculum for all students and teachers. Over 100 plus disability inclusion lesson plans have been developed by Teachers of the Year, School Counselors of the Year, disabled educators, and allies. In fact, you will meet 3 of the fabulous Teachers of the Year who worked on this project tonight. Just Say Hi's curriculum is user-friendly, delivered through an online platform, and can be customized. It is a one-stop shop. The origin of Just Say Hi was created in 2016 by CPF's leadership and disability advocates with the New York City Department of Education, which is the largest public school in the country, and the Child Study Center at Hassenfeld Children's Hospital of New York at NYU Lagoon. It's so exciting to see how far our curriculum and resources have come as we've worked during the pandemic. And we are expanding into all 1,800 of New York City's public schools in 2022. Why do we need inclusion programs like Just Say Hi? When implemented, research shows worldwide that the lives of students with disabilities are positively affected. Attitudes of non-disabled peers are positively impacted, and students with disabilities acquire new skills, have increased physical, social, and emotional well-being, and their quality of life is enhanced. Bottom line, evidence-based inclusion practices like Just Say Hi positively impact the lives of students with and without disabilities, their educators, their families, and others in their school communities and beyond. Such daily positive impacts help set students up for success in school, in the workforce, and in life. How's that for millions of reasons why? Join the conversation and just say hi.
Thank you so much, and thank you for showing us the impact and the importance of inclusion and why a program like Just Say Hi should be in every school across the country. Now, over the last 5 years, we have been fortunate enough to work with some incredible schools, and one of those schools is PS 206 in New York City. This is their story.
We are all the same. Some of us wear bows, some of us wear ties. So stop in and see us and just say hi.
We talked about words like disability and integration, inclusion, stereotypes. So they have an awareness of all of those words now, which I don't think they had prior to the program.
My teachers just feel like the way the curriculum is organized is just very easy and clear for them. And they add their own spin. Like my drama teacher's doing puppetry, my music teacher's doing it through music. Some of them do it through art projects.
So let's talk about some of the challenges that you faced here.
Turn and talk to your groups.
It has brought a lot of excitement throughout the building. Older children, younger children, everyone, even just walking around saying hello to students that they would not have ordinarily said hello to.
Before the Just Say Hi program, I didn't really know how to interact with people with disabilities. I've learned that just because they appear physically or mentally different, that doesn't make them different.
Some of us wear glasses and some of us don't. It doesn't mean you don't have to be their friend.
We were building the culture, but now the Just Say Hi is giving us a forum for it.
Let's just take a look at the aim today is school a welcoming place for all? Think about this for students that don't have it the same as other students, that their lives are different.
Sometimes people have these ideas about people with disabilities that may not always be so true.
I really liked the way that the Just Say Hi curriculum was divided into different modules.
The stereotype unit was a great unit for middle school because they realized not only for students with disabilities that they stereotype a lot of people.
I learned that stereotypes aren't necessarily always true because every person is different and unique, and we can't categorize people in a certain place. Before the program, I was always scared of people with disabilities for some reason, but I think I've learned to better talk to them, get to know each other, and see the real person inside and not just the outside.
And what's amazing is I'm seeing them taking it not just in the classroom, they're bringing it outside the classroom. They're doing volunteer work in the school. They're reading to younger kids in the school.
We made a bake sale every Friday, and this has helped us because we kept on interacting with different people that we've never interacted with.
The teachers are really excited because they open this up and they're like, oh wow, we're addressing this unnecessary hesitation that people feel.
Remember that every day that we're in school, that there's people that have challenges and that we have to identify those challenges and we have to be helpful to people.
People aren't just judged by their looks or how they walk or talk or think.
Nobody has to prompt it. They're naturally helping their peers, either with a language disability or a physical disability.
Teaching inclusion with the Just Say Hi program is something that we have been waiting for a long time.
Just say hi!
Behind the scenes of the Just Say Hi program is an incredible group of teachers who have been making sure that the Just Say Hi program is a rigorous curriculum that meets the standards of school systems across the country. So please welcome Educator and Para-Equestrian Alana Flax-Clark and Teachers of the Year Al Hassan, Amy Campbell, and Andy Jackson.
Hi, my name is Alana Flax-Clark. I'm a white woman with long brown hair that's up in a bun today, wearing turquoise glasses, a pink shirt, and I'm sitting in my wheelchair in front of a window that has its shade down. There are a million reasons why I love what I do as the education consultant for the Just Say Hi program at the Cerebral Palsy Foundation. When I acquired my disability working as a special educator, I had to decide whether or not to return to the classroom. I didn't know whether I would be accepted as a teacher at that point with such a visible disability. I didn't return to the classroom, not only because I wasn't sure if I would be accepted, but because of the actual physical barriers that literally kept me out of the school. Instead, I continued to educate and work with people with physical disabilities outside of the classroom. However, what we do here at the Cerebral Palsy Foundation reminds us every day that every child has the right to be supported by their parents and community to grow, learn, and develop in the early years, and upon reaching school age, to go to school and be welcomed and included by teachers and peers alike. When all children, regardless of their differences, are educated together, everyone benefits. This is the cornerstone of inclusive education. Students and teachers see the actual person first. Not only that, but we hope to shed a light on a more inclusive environment for educators and staff alike, so students have role models and those they are learning from every single day.
Special education teacher. I've been doing that for 13 years in Southwest Washington. And also for accessibility, I will give my visual description. I'm a white woman with curly brown shoulder length hair. I'm wearing green glasses. I have a pink shirt with little white birds on it. And today I'm joining you from my classroom, where I'm sitting in front of a core vocabulary board, which provides visual language for students, and a November calendar, so that you know right where we are in time. And I do have the distinct privilege of being the 2020 Washington State Teacher of the Year.
I am Andy Jackson. I am the 2020-2021 Alabama Teacher of the Year. I am a biracial male with short, curly, dark hair sitting in my classroom.
Hi, my name is Al-Hassan Suso. I am the 2019 New York State Teacher of the Year. I am diagnosed with retinitis pigmentosa, a rare degenerative eye disease whereby you gradually lose your vision as you get older, and that significantly impairs my vision at this point. While the disability community has made significant progress over the past few decades, there is still a lot left to be done. It is then important to teach this history so that this generation can also do their part to move forward the progress that's already been made, that has already been made, and to ensure that this generation is able to also contribute to a more just and equitable society.
So I actually myself have an ADHD diagnosis, and I'm actually a parent of 8 children, some from foster care, some from marriage, but 5 of those 8 have a variety of disabilities. I think as educators, the best educators are able to reflect on what they do and how to make it better. And I think this, for me, getting an opportunity to reflect on multiple disabilities, both visual and non-visual, and making me think deeper about the content, what I want to teach, how I want to teach it, what methods there are of exchange for lesson delivery, lesson reception, formative assessment, feedback, all those sorts of things, I think made me a better teacher because I had the opportunity to think about each of those on a deeper level and how to reach a variety of students.
It has been such an honor to work on this project. I got the opportunity to create the anchoring language around universal design for instruction for the 80+ new lessons that were crafted by other teachers of the year, outstanding counselors, and amazing educators.
So one of our key initiatives that we haven't actually spoken about yet is our early detection and intervention project. Now, every hour, another baby is born with cerebral palsy. And we know that earlier that we can intervene will drive the best possible outcomes throughout their life. So our next guest this evening is a family who would like to share their story of early detection and intervention for their son, Owen, and how their world went from shades of black and white to an incredible ray of colour.
In any of your wildest dreams, this was never an expectation.
It was a tough time, for sure.
Will he open his eyes? Will he be able to eat on his own?
But I think now, just kind of take every day as it comes and really celebrate even little things that he does.
I knew there were going to be issues. I didn't know what they were, and I didn't know when they would show up. But my goal was to stay ahead of them and have anybody who knew more than I did spot them. He did not get diagnosed with CP until he was 6 months.
There are lots of things that I think we can say, oh, we were so unfortunate that these things have happened to us. But I think that's one of the more fortunate things, is that we knew so early what was going on and could understand it.
Owen is a baby, so he needs to be interacted with like a baby, and that's how his brain's going to grow and learn. So that's the new normal. It's like the Wizard of Oz. For us, my whole world was black and white, and I thought everything was good, and I thought that I understood the world, and then it opened up to color. I told Evan, things in color are scarier, for sure. Mm-hmm. But beautiful things in color are so much more beautiful.
Thank you so much, Emily and Evan. It is great to hear firsthand the impact that early detection has had on Owen's life. Now, the work that we do is made possible because of the commitment of our network. We have teams from Emory University in Atlanta, Columbia University in New York, the Kennedy Krieger Institute, UCLA Medical Center, the Children's Hospital of Philadelphia, the University of Utah, Lurie Children's Hospital in Chicago, and Nationwide Children's Hospital in Columbus. Now, each and every one of the physicians and clinicians and therapists that are part of this team work tirelessly to give the best care to our most vulnerable babies. So please join me in welcoming our CPF Early Detection and Intervention Network.
I'm Dr. Natalie Maitre at Emory University. I am the co-PI with Rachel Byrne of the Early Detection and Intervention Network.
Hi, I'm Loretta Stout. I'm a physical therapist at the Center for Cerebral Palsy at UCLA and the UCLA Intervention Program.
And I'm Dane Fitzmaurice, the director of the UCLA Intervention Program for Infants and Toddlers with Disabilities and the project director of the Legacy for Children Parenting Program.
Hi, I'm Dr. Sarah Winter from the University of Utah. I'm a developmental pediatrician.
My name is Joanna Burton, and I am the co-director of the Infant Neurodevelopment Center at Kennedy Krieger.
My name is Margot Mazer, and I work at the Children's Hospital of Philadelphia, and I am part of the Early Detection Network because children are our future.
This is Betsy Ostrander. I'm the director of fetal and neonatal neurology.
Hi everyone, I'm Rayanne Darnay. I'm one of the neonatologists at Lurie Children's Hospital and the director of the follow-up clinic. We are so pleased to be part of the Early Detection Network because it allows us to really standardize the care for the babies in our NICU and our follow-up clinic, and to work with the great teams at CP Foundation and to bring early detection to as many babies as we can so that we can get them into the best care possible.
I think for me, my personal why is that I feel like before the Early Diagnosis Initiative, we didn't have infrastructure in place to really help families understand what we were going to do for monitoring, how we were going to help them. And now I feel like when we tell the parents that their child may have a brain injury or had birth asphyxia, now we can say, and here's what we're going to do, and here's how we're going to walk this road with you.
And I believe that early detection is incredibly important. This is one of the efforts that the Cerebral Palsy Foundation has made, not just to name the condition, but to help families intervene for their child.
And the reason I work so hard on participating in the Early Detection and Intervention Network is that I believe that we are changing the world for babies with CP. We are helping their families, and I hope that in years to come, the difference that we make is only going to be greater, not just at the level of our network, but at the new level of policies and advocacy and research interventions that we're developing. And the reason I do what I do is that I believe that the future is going to look even better than it does now for all our babies with CP.
We are thankful for both the friendship and the work of the Cerebral Palsy Foundation, and I wish you all the best. Thanks.
Tonight is all about impact, the impact that our work has for our community. But in order to make that impact, we need to ask you for help. We are asking you to help kickstart our end-of-year giving campaign by donating what you can. And because we can't be here in New York in person, we sent Zach Anna out on the road to ask what New Yorkers would give for CP. So please put your pledge in the chat, use the donation link. Any amount, no matter how big or small, makes a huge difference.
What they just have on them that they would be willing to give up for CP. You would so get fired.
My gloves?
Yeah, the gloves would be great.
Okay, excellent. Half a macadamia nut cookie.
Half a macadamia nut cookie for cerebral palsy, everyone. Solved it.
Nothing in that one.
We've only got 50 more pockets. Those are awesome. I wouldn't give those out.
I think I got some like pocket lint.
Pocket.
How about a hug?
Awesome. Awesome.
A doorstop.
Hey, doorstop used at a holiday party. 3 tickets to Kinky Boots from 2 days ago.
They're worth a lot of money.
They were at one point.
You have an entire picnic.
Well, it seems like people will give up a lot for CP. But we're just asking you guys to give money because they're doing amazing things and changing the way people are talking about cerebral palsy. I'm leaving. Bye. See ya.
Well, in all seriousness, we really do ask if there's anything that you can give to pledge it now. Because all of you, thanks to all of you, we have already raised over $200,000 and counting this evening, which is an incredible start to our end of year giving campaign. And obviously, the more money we raise, the more people we can reach. Our programs currently reach over 150,000 people a year. So, your money is getting well spent and every dollar counts. Now, this evening isn't quite finished yet, as there are still a couple more people I would love you to meet. Core to the work that we do at the Foundation is our commitment to advocacy. So please welcome Senior VP of Partnerships, Cynthia Frasina, and CPM Ambassador, Catherine Gray.
Thank you, Rachel. Happy to be joining everyone tonight from Atlanta, Georgia, and sharing that my reason why is actually a very personal one. And it began 21 years ago when my daughter, Catherine, was born 3 months premature. We struggled for more than 2 years to get an actual diagnosis for her. And when she was diagnosed with cerebral palsy, finally, I realized how little research there was and how few evidence-based treatments there were. This started me on a 16-year journey to make a difference. And this has led me to the Cerebral Palsy Foundation and leading the community in our advocacy efforts, policy change, increasing awareness. This has been exciting and transformative work. With our advocacy and public policy work, it's extraordinary the difference that we have been able to make as a community and leading the cerebral palsy community to come together to share with lawmakers the importance of this issue, drafting appropriations language that has changed the landscape for cerebral palsy research and led researchers to have more opportunities to have their work funded and to create much improved outcomes for people with cerebral palsy across the lifespan. It couldn't be more exciting to be doing this work right now. We also do so many awareness building efforts, including establishing March 25th as National Cerebral Palsy Awareness Day, and initiating the Go Green for CP effort, where everyone wears green to mark cerebral palsy awareness and make change. Thank you so much for all of your support. We couldn't be more proud of the work that we're doing and the change that we are leading for people with cerebral palsy in the disability space and beyond. We're all part of this community, and having the support of organizations and people like you makes all the difference and helps us be able to create change. So thank you for supporting our work, and we look forward to 2022. It's going to be our most transformative year yet.
Hello, I'm Catherine Gray and I'm joining you from Ann Arbor, Michigan. I'm the first female track and field athlete with CP at the University of Michigan, and I'm also an inclusion advocate. Go Blue! You just heard from my mom about her journey to improve the lives of people with CP since I was born, and the lives the Cerebral Palsy Foundation has been able to impact too. Here's how my story is going so far. Thanks to the support of my family and the trailblazing work of the Cerebral Palsy Foundation, I've been able to not only excel academically and athletically, but also continue my journey as an advocate, speaker, and research assistant. As a young stakeholder with CP, I'm part of the University of Michigan team doing transformative research benefiting adults with cerebral palsy. I'm thrilled to be a voice for adults with cerebral palsy and pay it forward in research, the classroom, and community. That's my reason why. I want to make a difference for others. Together, we can all make a difference to improve lives. Thank you for your support.
Knowledge translation and digital outreach is to the core of our work. Our digital team is at the forefront of this work, and I'm excited to introduce Jennifer Lyman, David Stoner, Fian Herrera, and Ashley Harris-Whaley.
Hi, I'm Jen Lyman, coming to you from New Orleans, Louisiana, and thank you all so much for joining us this evening. I'm the content manager for cpresource.org, a product of the Cerebral Palsy Foundation, where we curate, cultivate, and create content that will impact the health, wellness, and most importantly, the participation of people with CP and their families across the lifespan. Between our in-house team, our talented outside contributors, and our world-renowned scientific advisory council of physicians and researchers, we are able to provide evidence-based research and resources across a wide range of topics impacting individuals with cerebral palsy. We are the experts in knowledge translation and have crafted our content to be relatable so that families and individuals with cerebral palsy can have a conversation with a friend or a physician. Between our virtual town hall series, our 2 podcasts, our stories written by those impacted by cerebral palsy in some way, relevant research, expert videos, and so much more, we are the only comprehensive platform that covers all things CP for all ages and stages. So what's my reason? Well, it's easy. It's my 16-year-old son, Bauer, who has quadriplegic cerebral palsy. And he's an active participant in everything that this wacky city of New Orleans has to offer. He loves festivals, he loves Mardi Gras, he loves travel, he loves school, and he inspires me every day to ensure that the resources we provide will help others to do the same. But before Bauer was born, I had been a case manager for individuals with disabilities in group homes and in therapeutic foster care. And I even started my career as a recreation therapist, working with people with cerebral palsy in inpatient and outpatient rehab and in the community setting. And I saw firsthand the lack of resources my clients had that would actually help them get out, get active, and participate. When Bauer was born, I vowed I would do everything in my power to ensure that he would be part of everything we and our community had to offer, and that I would work to educate others to not be afraid to do the same. The Cerebral Palsy Foundation has the platform to make this happen. Nothing like this existed when Bauer was born, and it is absolutely my honor to work with this team, who is now reaching over 100,000 people a week and is delivering accurate and up-to-date evidence-based information like no other organization in the world to the millions of people with CP around the world. Thank you all so much for supporting this life-changing work.
Hello, everyone. My name is Ashley Harris-Whaley. I am a Caucasian woman with long, curly brown hair. I am wearing a set of glasses, and behind me is a blurred background of my living room. I am the project manager of engagement and communities here at CPF, and I am just thrilled to be involved with the work that CPF is doing, focusing on adult health care and inclusion in schools. Super important as an adult living with cerebral palsy to know that there is a large group of people out there who care about improving outcomes and measures of quality of life for not just children with cerebral palsy, but adults with cerebral palsy as well as we age across the lifespan. So I'm just super thrilled to be involved with the work that CPF is doing, and I thank y'all for being here.
Hi, my name is Fian Herrera, and I am the social media associate at the Cerebral Palsy Foundation. I love working at the Cerebral Palsy Foundation because I love helping people like me who have cerebral palsy and just growing an Instagram community of thousands of people who love to support cerebral palsy. Thank you.
My name is David Stoner. I am a writer and contributor for cpresource.org. My reason for working for CPF is that my writing can positively affect people with cerebral palsy and their families. Thank you for contributing to CPF.
So far this evening, I haven't shared with you my why, but my why is you. So to end the evening, I would like to propose a toast to our CPF community, who is made up of the most incredible people, every staff member who goes above and beyond, our volunteers who work tirelessly, our Scientific Advisory Council, our board, our corporate partners, and of course, the millions of people with cerebral palsy and their families around the world. So here's to you, and we can't wait to come back next year bigger and better. And if you haven't already, please pledge, please donate. Every single dollar counts. Thank you so much.